Good evening, and thank you so much as you join me. Welcome to Updates is Precious. Here we bring an update of things really happen for inside Nigeria. Always excited and exciting to be with on every day. So they break down matter that we get to do with our country. My name is Precious Inye, as usual, and of course, it always sweet my belly to bring on a matter them with the hot for inside the country. For here, with the breakdown conversations we get to do with our country, governance, economy, our development generally, and with the break down for our countryman language so that all of us go fit understand them. All right, we could begin giving a highlights of the things that we'll go talk about today. Sharply. Okay, 2027 coalition crisis brews as ADC chairman set terms for alliance. Is Wahala already getting in paradise? Coalition court asked to sack Senator Mark led interim leadership of ADC. Court don't judge now. So court don't hear the case. Nah. Where David Mark enter. You know reach how many days? Court don't sit down for the matter. Meanwhile, the case of River State, they court since the Supreme Court case for inside. Till now, they never give date. You know, shock you. In fact, the case was supposed to substantiate or authenticate the 27 lawmakers, whether they never still hear that one till now. Ew, clap hand. Meanwhile, Peter will be silent on ADC coalition, donates to nursing school in Benin City. And I go play you that footage as he used land Benin and the kind of welcome where they welcome out of Benin City. Talking about the coalition, ex-SGA Babachel Lawal formerly quotes APC formerly quits APC as fears of implosion hits party. Hey. AGC accuses Tinubu administration of plot to destabilize opposition coalition. They say that Tinubu dying don't they plan the team for under. Come, how do you guys let one person scatter your party? The different ones, all of them they come from. Then on they accuse them too for scattering this coalition again. That means on herself, on get wahala within on herself. Why? What did they happen? Suspension. Suspension didn't stop me from serving my people. Senator Natasha Akpoti done, and as she goes to her constituents, not be small singing. The way that they hear her. I'll let you into that. Enugu Air, Governor Ba launches state-owned airline, and that one day we'll go talk about them. And talking about Enugu Air, Keyamu tells Mba that you are not in PDP, but we're scared of you. Yeah, sorry, you are in PDP, but we're scared of you. Why? Why you go fear them because in the PDP? So development or doing work where you supposed to do as a minister, suppose they tied to political party. You suppose follow political party. That's not question everybody ask. As usual, not be me they ask these questions. Now people. Now, we have no business with nuclear weapons. Vice President Shetima, now in the talk, who in the tell, and why does he need this explanation? I'll let you in on it. Headers farmer clashes. Stakeholders advocate re-identification of grazing routes. Hey, okay, and then Wike, a shameless oppressor, addicted to power. In fact, they call him demonic, shameless demonic drunkard. Who call him like that? Dele Momodu, shameless demonic drunkard. Abba. Is that not too strong? Is that not too strong? Suspected militia arrested with arms in Plateau State. As NAV don't start to bombard all terrorists. Right now, President Bola Tinubu don't give them go ahead. So now fire for fire, bumper to bumper. You do anyhow, you see anyhow. You do anyhow, you see anyhow. That now waiting it be say them go the face right now. And then people are not thinking that excuse me, where this energy day since? Where this energy they since where be say we never put this energy into our system to make sure say we calm down all these things and we get to do with anyhowness. Meanwhile, Trump don't threaten say they go summer Nigeria and every other country a tariff. In fact, they go summer on a fine. Why on go get join BRICS nation? Anybody will join BRICS on a get on a punishment. I'll let you in on that. My people, now this and other matter now gets for now this evening. And it's always exciting to be with you to bring on a matter with the hot for inside Nigeria. All right, let's start the conversation one at a time. Where do we begin with? Oh, because shall we begin from the beginning or the beginning? Okay, so let's start with the coalition conversation. As Dirisu Yakubu Adeyinka Adedipe, in fact, then plenty. The collapse of all structures of the African Democratic Congress, as announced by the former chairman, Raf Mosu, to enable a new leadership to drive a coalition of forces ahead of the 2027 general election, is not sitting well with some state chairmen of the party. Now, a coalition powered by, of course, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar announced the adoption of ADC as a platform aimed at thwarting the second term bid of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, he subsequently named the former Senate President David Mark and ex-Osun State Governor Rauf Arigbe, sorry, Osun State Governor, yeah, and Minister Rauf Arigbeshola as the interim national chairman and secretary, respectively, while Bolaji Abdullahi, ex-Minister of Sports, was named the interim national publicity secretary of the party. Now, once it further issued a statement announcing the resignation of all party leadership positions to enable the David Mark-led interim executive take charge of the affairs of the ADC. So, the development elicited sharp criticisms from Dumebi Kachiku, the ADC 2023 presidential candidate, who described Atiku and his co-ADC converts as a bunch of greedy old men. So he called them. Even though Kachiku, has been, of course, fingered. Before this coalition, they don't finger him to be at Tinubu guy. See, as a matter of fact, saying that Tinubu support him to get ADC ticket for 2023. The question where BC never really respond to journalists them on. Now, in an interview with the Punch, ADC chieftain in Benue State, Elias Adiko, lamented the manner of the new leadership of the party emerged, the manner that they emerged, and that it is unacceptable. He said, "We are not part of it, and we are still, and we will not take it. They cannot come to a party they did not register to join and take it over from those who built it. If they were so much in love with the leadership of the party, there is a procedure. Get all stakeholders involved so that everyone will make their position known." Now, I no go fit read further on this. This now small trouble with the bring, but more trouble there because more wahala there where they unpack for inside the ADC. But when they come to that, now make we go to other issues we concern this coalition and the saga where they get. As I talk to you now, three aggrieved members of the African Democratic Congress ADC don't approach the Federal High Court for inside Abuja, asking it to sack Senator David Mark led interim leadership of the party. So the plaintiffs, Adeyemi Emmanuel, Ayodeji Victor Tolu, and Haruna Ismaila, you see their names, further challenged the membership of Senator Mark and others who were appointed as interim leaders of the party. Now, they praised the court to, among other things, determine whether the purported handover of the party's leadership structure to individuals involved in a merger was not a direct violation of subsisting judgment. Whether that one no me say they against judgment we don't do already because INEC don't get something will resemble that one. In fact, they say Independent National Electoral Commission INEC and the immediate past national chairman of the party, Ralph Musu, was joined as second and third defendants on this case. Likewise, David Mark, who was recently appointed as the interim national chairman of the party, ex-governor of Osun State, Rauf Arigbeshola, all of them secretary, and of course the publicity secretary, as they tell now. Now, specifically, the plaintiffs posed legal questions for the court to determine, among which included whether or not the appointment of the fourth, fifth, and sixth defendants as interim national chairman, national secretary, and publicity secretary of the defendant was made in breach of provisions of the African Democratic Congress Constitution 2018 as amended. Whether or not giving the combined provisions of the article, then talk a lot of things. So bottom line, courts matter, don't set. And as it be like this, so judgment go soon show face. And waiting it be say we go fit talk about it. In fact, as a matter of fact, still talking about this coalition, somebody else, the African, somebody don't come describe, don't raise alarm as a matter of fact. Say, waiting they call a desperate and dangerous plot by elements within the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration to destabilize the growing opposition coalition. And a lot of people they ask say, why always think towards ensuring that there is no stable opposition or no concrete opposition? That's a question what did they ask? Now, the alarm was raised in a statement issued on Monday today by the party's interim national publicity secretary and national spokesperson, Malam Bolaji Abdullahi. The coalition-backed ADC revealed that former state chairmen and key members of the party's state executive committee in the north, in the northeast and northwest have been summoned to secret meeting with top officials of the federal government. In case you don't understand, those people now what tell you say go beseech courts. They say na federal government, Tinubu people now don't invite them to come. After that, now they come begin vex. Ordinarily, they be not the vex. Quoting him now, he says, "We have credible intelligence that the aim of this meeting is not for national security or peace building. It is to intimidate, coax, if possible, co-opt the individuals into a fabricated scheme against the opposition coalition. This is not politics. This is sabotage." That's what he talk. Quoting him further, he says, "Let it be clear, these surreptitious dalliance or dalliance with the ADC state chairpersons by appointees of the federal government who should be focused on urgent national security priorities and challenges that the country is facing is is a coordinated assault on multi-party democracy. This is how one-party states are born, through intimidation and other issues. Now, so the ADC spokesperson talk. Quoting here further, he says, the July 1st coalition declaration and the July 2nd unveiling of the ADC, excuse me, have clearly rattled the ruling party. It is now obvious that the Tinubu administration, having lost the trust of the Nigerian people, cannot withstand the pressure of a united and credible opposition, but rather than correct its ways, it has resorted to its old playbook of destabilizing oppositions. His threat to the ADC is every Nigerian party, and thus they will resist any attempt to corrupt it. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Like PDP, like Labour Party, like SDP, like NNPP, we still they get their internal wrangling and all this wahala. Where they face on their own some sort of imbroglio. Now, this same thing now going to happen to the ADC. The question now is it that these high and mighty politicians did not do their due diligence? They no do their due diligence because aside this infiltration, where be said in the talk about right now, they also get personal issues. They also have their own personal issues. Where there are talks that Atiku Abubakar is insisting that he must be the presidential candidate of the party. Why? Because of say age no dey on his side again. It no matter whether na APCO or na PDPO. Sorry, no matter whether na South, now he don't do 4 years only or not, we don't do 8 years. Say Atiku feels say in be eligible to run, citing the fact that some people are saying that Omar Musa Yaradua no complete 8 years. I don't know whether you get the drama. So if you also listen to the interview that Dele Momodu had this evening on Channel's television, wherein get a right of response for Nyesom Wike interview, he also did mention it that if only obedience will understand and come together and support Atiku Abubakar because he's the only person with the akwobi and stamina to fight President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So they are having their own internal issues. If you also did listen to the interview of Dati Baba Ahmed last week, Dati Baba Ahmed stated that in that interview that everybody within the coalition say too many interests today. Almost everybody won't contest. Say the interest where the party they too much. Everybody gets interest. So because of the plenty interest where the party, it is a problem. So that's Baba made the talk say in there of the opinion of some people to behave like elder statesmen to just fashion. Now you have a an Atiku Abubakar who is interested in running because he feels that he cannot wait till 2031. By 2031, age no go dey by inside again. So this is the time for him to run. By 2031, he hands over to Peter Obi. And meanwhile, people are saying that the fact that there is need for a southern candidate for this 2027 election, it's very important. But Atiku is saying, while that may be a thing, but him no go fit wait till 2031 because age no dey by inside. And from inside feelers where they get from Mono talk and other things where they talk, Chibuike Amechi, people, some parties they talk, say he also they interested in running, even though Chibike dey ready to quash his own ambition. According to them, say, oh, these are not verifiable or verified claims. Chibike is ready to quash his ambition, perhaps to support a Peter Obi, because in day he don't talk and say he won't work for a southern candidate like he did during the coalition in 2013-2014 that gave birth to APC, where he supported Muhammad Buhari, because the South had at that time done majority of the years. So there was need for him to support a northern candidate. According to him, saying that waiting the major reason when making work against Goodluck Jonathan was because there was need for a northern candidate, right? So that was why. So right now, too, if you look at that, for purpose of balance, equity, fairness, and justice, that there is need for a northern candidate, southern candidate, because the first time when they do that coalition, it supports the north. So he's ready to quash his ambition, right? There is also a Nasir El-Rufai who says he doesn't have an ambition. But according to the things over they hear, is likely to also support a Peter Obi presidency and be ready to be a Peter Obi's vice president. According to Munu Talk, where people they talk and talk, so they come up that yes, even though Nasir El-Rufai is saying that, oh, I don't have an ambition and all of that, he's ready, he's willing to support and throw his weight behind Peter Obi, and also willing to be Obi's vice presidential candidate or running mate. Now, in the midst of this interest, a lot of people they look at like say the major stumbling block or major problem where it be say the opposition they get right now the ambition of Atiku Abubakar. The fact say in get people then way be say being supporters, people like Dele Momodu, people like you can name them, there are plenty, Timmy Frank, then plenty for inside the coalition, where be say them be block of the Atiku parties for inside the coalition. They are insisting that Atiku needs to run now. According to them, they say the people where they vex pass. In fact, Dele Momodu stated it on channels this evening that people that are most aggrieved and pained with Tinubu's presidency are northerners. And I'm wondering why northerners? Their brother Muhammad Buhari just finished in tenure, just barely 2 years ago. Why were they not angry for that 2 years that their brother just finished? Why do we have to, or why do they in the ADC have to pacify northerners because they're the most aggrieved? To now give them to use Atiku Abubakar to calm them down and make their mind sweet. That's a question with some group of people they ask. Why other group of people they talk say it no matter, say because of saying I didn't get the most voting pool, I didn't get the voting strength pass. So because of that, other region get to work along with them. Other region get to join body with them. Other region perhaps just they softly subjected to working with them, perhaps in their own terms, because of say why now them now get most of the voting block. But if you look at the way the election go for 2023, the North actually get that strength of vote where BC gets. Yes, don't get me wrong. The North now contribute majorly for the voting of or for the winning of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yes, they did. But then again, if you look at in terms of the voting strength, they still get that voting strength because a lot of people they talk say now because of rigging, election malpractice, underage voters, now waiting make North get those pool of votes where they talk say that they get. Now remember another thing we won't happen for this election. So 2027 election is going to be very interesting. Now, people they talk say the reason we make President Bola Ahmed Tinubu they like say is shunned the North. Remember, say so far no northern governor where the opposition party don't decamp. So far, none. Now they say, and the reason why make people they talk say the reason why make no northern governor don't defect yet, or people they talk say the reason why make President Bola Ahmed Tinubu no just perhaps look their side now because of say he want make sure say he gather the whole of the South votes, the South and the Southeast votes, because already Southwest did for pocket as be concerned. So that one did for pocket. Now the point is, if you look at the way the election played out in 2023, Kanu, ordinarily, if you look at the other years of election, Kanu would have put like 4 million votes, thereabouts. Katsina go don't put their own 1 point something million. These other ones go don't put their own. But what we noticed was because of the use of the beavers, the people then with the vote strength or voting strength where these people then get, no can they as much as people expect the voting strength to be. And that was a major problem in the north. And then one other thing you have to also note is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be conducting census. Hopefully so. So if there is a census conducted, it could fit likely demystify the population of the north, where be their major strength. And where also be one of the reasons where people they use talk say, oh, now one of the things we make the northerners not they happy with our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for. So if that census is conducted, remember what Kwankwaso said when President Goodluck Jonathan was going to conduct a census, a true, free, and fair census. Remember that. Remember that statement when Kwankwaso visited President Goodluck Jonathan against the census. So it looks like at that time, the interpretation I said the North don't want anything where BC go bring about real census, where go determine the real population of the North. A lot of people they talk say, now only Nigeria where BC, if you move from wetland to dry land to the Sahel, population they increase instead of to reduce. People they talk like that. But see, this election is going to be very, very interesting. Right now, Peter Obi isn't saying much. People are saying that that's the reason why he still says he still belongs to the Labour Party, even though Arabambi, Abure, and Co. don't they threaten and say they go expel him from the party. And then in the Usman-led caretaker committee, they talk to you cannot expel him because now we're in charge of the party. Right now, we don't even know where INEC is in the party because INEC now never still affirm that Supreme Court judgment. Just suppose don't expire Abure tenure. So right now, we don't even know where. People are saying, will INEC eventually adhere or to that judgment or they will not? Whether or not INEC would do that, we can't even tell yet. So we don't know how this matter will take be, as it take be like this. But then, Peter Obi, make her enter your own matter. As the 2023 presidential, we're coming more to the coalition because this talk about the coalition cannot be exhausted. There is a lot going on in the coalition, a lot more than I already said, based on the Munu talk. Now, gossip or no quote me, based on the gossip, the way they go around, there is a lot more going on than I already mentioned here. So it's going to be a real clash of the titans within the coalition. So one person people go one ask say, what's it make it be say this coalition they no agree very well before they come out, come introduce themselves? Why did they not agree very well? Why did they not do their mathematics? Why did they not do their calculation and have a proper agreement? Why just agree to come together without stating the terms and condition of say, oh, for us to join, power must remain for the south, or for us to join, power will go back to the north? Why did they not do that? That's a matter for another day. Let's move on to Peter Obi so that I can move on to other issues I have. I have the case about Natasha. I have the case about Wike. I have other issues to talk about. So we've got to jump on them very quickly. So the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, on Monday stormed Benin City, Edo State, where he made a donation of to the St. Philomena Nursing School. Today, now he go there. Now he described health and education as the most important investment one can do for humanity and made a donation of 15 million for the completion of an ongoing building project. Obi talk a lot of things there in a normal way. Say, I like I always say, school is the most important investment you can do to humanity. Is number one, education. Number two, health. He said, healthy nation is a wealthy nation. They talk a lot of things. But however, he remains silent on the matter we get to do with this coalition saga with the brew right now. Because waiting the brew, they're more serious than you know. But make I take give you a footage of waiting happen as P2B use the welcomes today for Benin City as he go. and I don't hear him. That's Napito will be for inside that school, St. Philomena School of Nursing for inside Edo State, Benin City today. When Ibi say he go visit the school, you see the rousing welcome where they give him. Now, speaking about Peter Obi visit and all that, Daniel Bwala this evening react to the interview of Peter Obi yesterday for Inside Channels Television. And for the reaction, it talked on a lot of things. I wish I can have time to articulate the things he addressed, the way he addressed the issues one at a time. So, Daniel Bwala reacting to the interview where P2B get for Inside Channels Television yesterday evening for Sunday Politics with Shenwoke Maloye. He can't talk plenty things. First of all, he just rubbished the plan of the coalition, called them internally displaced politicians. Now, what do they call them? Internally displaced politicians, IDPs. Now, what do they call them? Then they can't talk, say all the things, and when they talk, say they don't do, make president do, or say they could do next. Say them, they don't already do them. Say, for instance, they talk, say, Obi talk, say, oh, say you go invest for education. Say them, they don't already invest for education. Say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu don't invest for education, don't give us student loan. So indigent students now don't they go school. And and I'm just asking, a loan, not a grant. Is this something we should be proud of? And what is the percentage of the students where you don't get that loan? And you gave that loan after you had increased school fees of tertiary institutions. Please quote me, or Abina, fact check me. Since this administration come into power, the school fees of tertiary institutions, did they increase or not? So if it increased, what is the essence of the students loan that was given? Right? Because if na other time when the school fees don't increase, at least people will still manage to send their children to school, right? Well, Shamu did not kick back in asking him that line, or with that backup. And then he did say something else that they're doing roads, he said quite a lot of other things that they are doing, that they're working on, that they're not even bothered about the coalition. Even though people they talk, say the coalition, they send them into panic. Say then they panicked. They said no. Then they centered on finishing the good work where you said and start. And a lot of people will want to ask that, if you feel like you're doing so well, so why are you scared of stepping down for another person to continue what you're doing? That's what many would ask. Now, one of the things he did say that I thought to quickly fact check, I could fact check so many other things he said. When Sean talked to him about the facts, if Peter B talk, say they lack empathy. That is the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu lack empathy. That is, they not get the people for mind. They need a sorry for the people. They know they show love to the people. Nine, he gave instance of the Niger State Mokwa flooding, how the president did not visit, how the president could not get to Yelwata, rather he just stopped in Benue State, in Makodi, and all that. Do you know what Bola said? Bola said that in other countries, that the opposition would have been the one to also do it, to show the ruling party how it is done, that empathy is an individual thing and not a general thing. I don't know whether empathy gets only one language. Empathy not there for all languages across the country. And then he did say something that why can't or why couldn't P2B visit those places? And I thought that, I don't know if he's just a spokesperson to the president and he's blind to what's happening in the country. Now, this is not me taking a swipe on Danibala. Neither is it me supporting or backing P2B, but it's just me representing the facts. Because P2B did not just go personally to Mokwa, Niger State. He also donated his personal funds to them, which the president himself could not do. A lot of one when they are abroad don't come tell us how many times when EB say if things happen for our countries, how people, the presidents or the heads of the countries, they rush down from wherever they did, come quickly to attend to those incidents, right? But this now part of waiting they lack for inside Nigeria. Where make people be talk that thing about lack of empathy for governance? So responding to lack of empathy, you throw that back to the opposition. So the opposition are then supposed to be empathetic to show you example of how empathy is supposed to be. And they ask you about government profligacy and all that, and you're saying that nobody has explained how they'll do it differently. You didn't know to to be said he wouldn't need a private jet, that as a head, you should also be ready to die if the people are dying. You didn't know the fact that he has an example by saying that he had rode on a 5 he had driven a 5406 which kind of car while in the president. Just like what did they call him? A Wike talk. Why? By the way, I did a collage of lots of corrections of what Wiki said in a video. So kindly go to Precious in TV, click on the video section. I think that's the last video I uploaded. You should go watch it because Wiki was saying that P2B had never conducted local government election throughout, but he did conduct local government election, even though it was about 3 months to the end of his administration. And there was a detailed interview where P2B explained why he did not conduct local government election. And in that interview, he stated that it was because he had series of court litigations. That he had series of court litigations. Not be me writer, not be me talk those ones. Now them writer. That he had series of court litigations that stopped him from conducting local government elections. So and I'm now wondering, how can somebody who is a governor not know that those were the issues? But very quickly, make we just go listen to waiting that Ebola get to talk. And if you bring those other evidences, can show on a phone at the moment. Make gonna go check waiting that Ebola get to talk. And they will come. And if you can also call into fact check, please
Empathy
kindly
is
do so.
personal and it can be public. So him as a person, where is his
Principal
empathy?
did not go there. Why is it that your principal? Is there any reason why the president couldn't go to Yawata, couldn't go to Mokwa, and commissioning bus stations when people have died in the same when soldiers are being buried?
So one thing about leadership is you have so many things and you have to prioritize them. If the president were to be physically in Yelwata, would he have made the differences he was in Benue? You see, some of this rhetoric of Peter Obi and by extension the opposition is neither here nor there. It is because they lack basic things to talk about as far as governance is concerned. They go to talk, okay, because if he was not in Benue, they will say he didn't go to Benue. Now you went to Benue, why didn't you go to your water? The shifting of goalposts is one of these elements you find in these internally displaced politicians. How many of them are gasping for power now? About 7 of them. Who among them has gone there? Go to England, go to America and see the opposition, what they would have done.
Okay, so this is a part where I thought it was very important for us to fact check Daniel Boala for this thing where he talk. You see who among them had gone there. And I feel like even though you dey play politics, it will be very wrong for you not to, excuse me, not to also say the truth. And I remember that he also did say quite other stuffs where he said that, oh, that Grok on Twitter was fact checking people. Grok does not have any fact. Grok na AI wey dey feed on information from mainstream media. And you and I know that mainstream media, they biased. We know that. Most mainstream media across the globe, they biased. In fact, one of the reasons why people now don't define alternative media platforms as a bias of mainstream media. I can give you series of examples. And people go tell you, say, one of the reasons we make perhaps you go hate, maybe for instance, you go hate a Russia today, now because of the narrative of mainstream media towards Putin. That's on the international scene. We could go on and on with that on the international scene. You come for local scene. Should be a report where you be saying, now what's you call the as a media person? It is what you call the news that the news is. Whatever you do not call the news is not the news. So that is to say that the news that anything where you call them. Waiting you know call the news, no be the news. So it's hurtful to say that, oh, you get your facts from Grok. Grok, some questions will be say something will happen now, you go ask Grok. Go tell you say no mainstream media don't report them. So you know go feel verified. But you're there in the incident live while it happened. So how do you use Grok as a yardstick to fact check people? Well, now, unlike what he said, here is an evidence that Peter, and this is Lagos Ibadan Press, by the way. This is not any other news outlet that you say, oh, it's a paid blogger that reported it. This is Lagos Ibadan Press, or what people will call a Tinubu Press, right? Some people they call this in one of the press the way they call Tinubu Press. So if a Lagos Ibadan Press can carry this story that P2B visits Niger flood victims, Mokwa donate 20 million, and then Ebola would say that which of them visited there. How is it that the spokesperson to the president is unaware that people died in flood that ravaged a community in a state wherein be the person where they talk on behalf of the president, or in a country wherein they talk on behalf of the president, and in no fit know the people then we don't go see the victims or empathize with the victims of that flood, or perhaps he could not even have the sincerity to state that, oh, he knows Obi went. It was Obi's personal fund that he gave 20 million. of his hard-earned money, not political money. If President Bola Ahmed Tinubu were to go to Mokwa, or when Shetima went, Shetima did not donate his personal money. It is money. It is our collective money, our taxpayers' money that they donated. So when any of them go there, then where they in government, like people are saying that the president doesn't have empathy and he did not go because of lack of empathy. If the president had gone, all his costs from in going, the jet, chop away go carry him, the jet, everything, now on Nigerian taxpayers' bill. I don't know if you get my point. But Peter Obi went, the trip was on his own, his security was on his own, everything was on his own bill. And then he donated his personal money. If the president were to go or had gone, it would have been our money. I don't know whether you get me. So even though you're going to be spending our money, you did not go. Even though your principal was going to be spending our money, your principal did not go. And then you're giving an excuse and saying who went. And then you undermine the efforts of people who managed to go to empathize with others. And then you say empathy is personal. How empathy you take the personal. I beg, this is the point where I like to open phone line to hear from you people that you know, you people that are in a functional democracy where copy the democracy from. Please, oh, when things like this happen in your countries, is it a personal empathetic thing for the president to react immediately or the head of state to react immediately and go personally? Or is it left with choice for him to rather choose whether to do or not to do within his prerogative? If he like him, go. If he not like him, no go. I'd like to really get you. So the reason I did do this conversation, and especially for Pidgin English, now to break down governance to people from the grassroots, make they understand what they expect. You know, and what our politicians do not understand is that Nigerians are the easiest people to govern. We know how to govern. No. Now you make somebody go feel build flyover for River State. You build one flyover for Rumola. You build one for GRA Junction. You build one for water lines. You build one for Garrison. Anybody who knows River State to see how short distance these places then be. And would they hail the person say, oh, Mr. Project, they work very hard. Oh, wow. What happens to the amount? At what rate were those projects executed? And what will be the international standard rate of the execution of those projects? Nigerians are not asking those salient questions. Rather, we'll go say, oh, he do well, he do projects. Right now, they do projects across the country. That's what matters to us. But the cost of the projects no matter to us. If not a functional democracy, by now, we're going to scrutinize the amount them. Every penny spent on those projects that looks like it is more than the normal. If we don't scrutinize them. If we don't query them. Because now our money. Now, let me even tell you something about paying taxes. You may think that, oh, because you're not paying taxes. Hello, if you they buy everybody in Nigeria, they pay tax. There are tax that you pay willingly and the ones you don't pay willingly. The tax and what they put inside the product so you they buy, you don't know you they pay. So that is why it should be your responsibility to query what they are doing because you ought to know what is going on. You're a stakeholder. Your sweat follow. As I talk like this, why they sweat? My sweat follow because I pay bills. I pay my tax. So if I pay my tax, should I not know? Now, I mean, let me make I just go take one person call. They come back. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello. Welcome. Very quickly, just put my for talk. Sharp. Make them sharp.
Yeah, how you doing?
I did fine. Waiting be your name and where you call from.
Richard now from Qatar.
All right, go ahead. How on a day? I hope say nothing they happen there. Israel never reach your side. Sorry. Oh, I hope say your house. Miss and no reach amo.
It crossed my head though.
Oh, sorry. Thank God say you no enter na cross.
Yeah, that's not the even talk. That's an interview where Buala and the Shehu do this night. Precious. I don't say Shehu there for department on a company or something like that.
Which company?
Media person. I'm being media personality. So what are they talk say? When Buala and Shehu say we didn't visit all these places. Do you know that Shehu was even listening to him? He
didn't say that. He didn't, and I'm surprised.
If you still have the thing, shock me. Let's say they said TV. I want slap Shehu. Say, tell him not say Obi visited to correct him that time, correct him that
And not only did Obi visit, Obi would have also gone to Benin State if not because of the way the governor treated him.
Yeah.
We know that.
This is everybody do. But the women that Shehu don't know all these things, they didn't tire me. Okay, look at the interview. Where as in contact with Mr. Obi, the one where he showed yesterday. He still just post. Just confident they ask question. But if another person come, you go see. Look at the day when he has an interview with Wike. Now we can just the talk.
For me, not be even the pose. Now the look on his face when he asks me to be questioned. Now they see the the mannerism on his face.
I don't know. Even the question when he asked this to be that day. And they even feel saying that the question where the right giver make it.
All right, thank you. Sharp. We say never really open phone line, and I go just like ask you for Doha where you day. If any disaster happen, how on our head do you attend to them? If there is a disaster.
When this one happened that day, understand? They announced immediately. They just showed that because they work for airport and they work for air traffic control. That where they work. Immediately they shut the airways. Understand? And there are this announcement everywhere, and everybody just there inside. Do you know that all those people that let me tell you this information? Do you know that because of people they run? All the people that violated traffic rule because of that incident,
they forgive them.
The government announced that all people that violated the traffic rule, they cancel all the penalties. Immediately that year, the following day, they didn't even wait.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Sorry. Thank you. I appreciate you. We need to go so that we will fit quickly finish other conversation and then come back. So yeah, there's a lot. So you just be wondering. I mean, then did this planet be another planet entirely? Obi went. And then going back to what Wike said in that his video that I will not play, as I said earlier, there is a detailed breakdown of countering of what Wike said, and with truth and facts coming from different quarters. Dino Melaya spoke on it, and Magnus Abe spoke on it. I think Sarah Igbe spoke on it, is a Niger Delta chieftain, and spoke on unveiling some bitter truths about Nyesom Wike. And I did that video on my page. So kindly go to the page and then get it and watch it. So one of the things he said is that Peter Obi never conducted local government election. Now, during the election or the week of the election, Peter Obi granted an interview. Apart from that, he had also mentioned that several times. So I'd just like to quickly show this up, where he mentioned why he did not conduct local government election. Now, just to let you know, the local government election not be saying that only Peter Obi tenure. There were governors under this democracy before Peter Obi from Anambra State. All of them did not conduct because from investigation, it was since 2018, to the 1998, that there was no local government election in Anambra State. Peter Obi was the first person to conduct local government election from 1998. And at the time he conducted that election, I think in 2014 or thereabouts, at the twilight of his tenure. And this is the answer he gave. He said, as Anambra governor, I was prevented by arms of legal and litigation from conducting local government elections for 6 years in the state. So then again, it's surprising that somebody as a governor know about this. And then you now mentioned that for 8 years, Peter Obi he didn't say 6. He said 8 years. How can that kind of person? 8 years. Oh no. While we have to do opposition and politics, let's do it with some sense of decorum and with the fear of God. If people actually believe in God. If you don't believe in God, at least with the fear of Amadio and Shongo, we could do the work. So I cannot see a beautiful work anybody has done. And I would say that because that person is my opponent or my political enemy, and I would not mention it. I go, okay, you. I go hail you. Kudos by the way to Daddy Freeze. We eventually hail Peter B after I don't love bastard. Make I take a few calls. Hurry up, please. Good evening and welcome. Good evening. Yes, welcome, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Kindly make it quick. I'm not open to phone calls yet. Kindly make it quick, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Chief Tony Kingsley. I'm calling from US.
You're welcome, sir. Go ahead very quickly. How would you like to jump in on the conversation?
The conversation is that Nigeria is a very... I don't blame the person that said Nigeria is zoo company. All these guys talking rubbish about P2B, they are not credible people because they have been... Wike has been stealing money in Port Harcourt.
You don't have evidence to that, sir.
I have evidence to say it because it's in the paper. It's in the paper. You are talking about accountability. How many times has he accounted for things he did?
Okay.
For this other guy that was with Tinubu, that one is stomach infrastructure. Anywhere there is money, we run there.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Keep listening. I'll open the phone lines very soon again. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get straight to Natasha Akpoti-Doran's case. I think that's what we are. Oh, by the way, did I tell you? Since speaking about the coalition, amid growing fears of implosion in the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC), chieftain of the party and former secretary of the government of the federation, SJ Babachalawal, has eventually resigned, and he's left the party now for ADP. So that one, another matter for another day. Because I hope you guys know that even within the APC, they have their own crisis. So APC gets serious crisis when they go on. But it's just that because they're in government, they use them, they manage them. So, like somebody said today, the person said that the greatest opposition where APC gets, not be even the coalition. The greatest opposition and challenge where APC gets, now the APC members themselves, where they displeased for waiting they happen. Because there's a lot that we do not know. A lot of people, they vex for different reasons. All those reasons, not be waiting I go feed the talk now, but those who know the reasons, not gonna call in contact, make it not be like saying my mouth alone and the hear the thing. So people they vex for different reasons, and that reasons now make it be said. Remember, say on not pass talk am now. Just to go on not pass. It talk am now. It say not be even all this opposition. I go even pursue the book. Say not them where they the APC gone where they vex for them. I then go pursue. And waiting in don't do to pacify those people. Even though once in a while they go call a meeting of the CPC block of the APC, they go say no, nothing they happen. Nothing they happen for where? But almost all the big wigs are inside the CPC, they vex. Today again, another person, big wig for inside the CPC, also resigned from the APC again. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And we keep saying that they're not having issues. There is, in fact, plenty of issues. Well, let's enter straight to Natasha Akpoti-Doran very quickly. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Doran, representing Kogi Central in the National Assembly, has declared her that her recent suspension from the Senate did not deter her from continuing to serve her constituents. She emphasized that throughout the period, she remained actively engaged in projects aimed at improving the lives of the people of her region. Speaking during a flag off of two small market projects in Okene and Okei local government areas, Senator Akpoti-Doran reaffirmed her commitment to grassroots development and inclusive governance. The initiative, she said, is part of a broader effort to enforce economic opportunities, especially for women and small-scale traders, she mentioned. And initially yesterday, day before yesterday, when immediately after the court judgment, she was seen on a video telling her supporters that she's resuming work tomorrow. Let us take a listen to her saying that.
Thank you for your support. I'm glad
tomorrow, Tuesday.
Thank you for your support. I'm glad you were victorious today. And we shall resume in the Senate on Tuesday.
We love you. We love you.
All right, so that was it. And then earlier today, I think it was today, a video surfaced today where she visited her constituents and the rousing welcome she got from her constituents. Oh yeah, go watch out.
We
so amazing to see the overwhelming love and support of our constituents, the way that they use support. Now, for most regions, or whenever I even see men, we be say be politicians, we get this kind of support, we be say Natasha get. And people they talk say, hey, now she be the lioness of Kogi State. You know, we have the lion, white lion. She's the brown lioness or yellow lion of our lioness of Kogi State. All right, let's move to other issues very quickly before I open the phone lines. I know that people are itching to jump in. Yeah. So Enugu State's people, congratulations, Turner. As we hear say, Enugu State Governor Peter Mba has unveiled a state-owned airline, Enugu Air, describing it as a giant leap for the state and a gold standard for governance and private sector partnership. However, as it gets to do with the Enugu Air, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, today Monday, hailed Enugu State Governor Peter Mba as one of the best performing governors in in the country, despite belonging to the opposition party. And I'm just wondering why that statement really. Does he have to belong to the opposition party for him to perform well? Why you know hail Alex Oti and tell and say, oh, he'll be one of the best performing governors despite being from the position? Why do we do these things that we do? Development suppose gets party affiliation. Why do we do this? But then let's move very quickly to the interview between Dele Momodu and Shehu Kimaloye, where he reacted to what uh, what Nyesom Wike had said about him. Now, you remember that during an interview with Arise Channels Television on Friday, Nyesom Wike not just threw a jab, practically insulting Dele Momodu, insult in eating habits, say he dey eat food they come up for him mouth, they drop for him in corner of him mouth, something like that. And Dele Momodu had to come and respond to that, explaining how he met Nyesom Wike and waiting lead them to where they did. Also giving him throwing some serious jab at him, calling him a demonic drunkard, a shameless demonic drunkard. And then now explain the fact that the reason he got close to Nyesom Wike, even though he was closer to his principal, Rotimi Chibike Amechi at the time, but that Nyesom Wike, he had an interview with Nnamdi Kanu, where Nnamdi Kanu lambasted Nyesom Wike and fired him very well. So Nyesom Wike saw that interview and invited him, Dele Momodu, for a right of response. And it was in that right of response, or through that right of response, now him, Nyesom Wike, come, invite Dele Momodu, say, oh yeah, come work with me. According to Dele Momodu, they say they touched him up from his dressing to how he, his outward appearance, saying that him follow make Nyesom Wike begin look good, according to what he said. But let's take a listen to some of the things he said.
Well, let me start with some of the messages I received early this morning. A former attorney general reached out to me and pleaded with me not to wrestle with a pig. He advised that I should not wrestle with it. So I will set the record straight. So I'm not here to wrestle with someone who is absolutely shameless, who does not care about anything in this world other than his alcohol. What we witnessed on television last Friday was the height of recklessness and irresponsibility on the part of someone employed by the federal government of Nigeria to look after the interests of every Nigerian and not just that of his cronies, whether in PDP or in APC. It went beyond normal. And so, to answer your question frontally, I was a media consultant to Nyesom Wike around 2022, and you have the video there. I had interviewed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on this very table. And thereafter, some people reached out to me that I should give Wike a right of reply because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu blasted him heavily that day. And of course, as a responsible journalist, I accepted to speak to him. He was very excited, and during the interview, he reached out directly, you have the video, that I should bring the Ovation team for 2 weeks. He said it with his own mouth. We didn't beg him. My job
It's my job. I don't ever joke with my job, and I respect whosoever is a client. Wike at that stage was still a bit normal. Tonight, I would like to dissect Wike's metamorphosis. If you read Wole Soyinka's Jero's metamorphosis, that's what has happened to Wike. Wike started from the spirit, the demonic spirit of power. You know, when a man who has been a nobody gets power, he begins to change slowly and steadily. I don't know if you've read the book by the Brazilian author Paulo Freire, Pedagogy of the Oppressed. The oppressed man respects only one man, his oppressor. Wike used to respect Rotimi Amechi, and Rotimi Amechi had been my friend from the time he was Speaker of the River State House of Assembly. On one occasion, when they had their parliamentary conference in Accra, Ghana, Chief Rotimi Amechi led our parliamentarians to my house in Accra, including the former governor of Atsina, Aminu Mafari. They all ate in my house. In fact, Mafari told me that was the first time he would enjoy a ban okra. I never went on air to disparage them that okra fell on their garments. But that is Wike. So after that, what happened was Wike got power. He became chairman of Phobia for local government. And that was when his metamorphosis started. Of course, after power in Nigeria comes the spirit of money. Also very demonic if you don't know how to manage it well. So Wike started making small money. He pretended to be supporting his boss, Rotimi Amechi. And then, thereafter, he had enough money to drink his choice alcohol from Akpeteshi, otherwise known as Gogoro. He started drinking the most expensive.
Okay. So you know that brand, right? It's the most expensive whiskey. You know that brand, right? Well, he did say quite a lot of other stuff. And I never reached where he be say blast down. The mention say, well, at the come. Because these interviews, it's really heartbreaking that we have to see our politicians fight so dirty like this. Now here is a lot more what
let me start with some of the messages I received early this morning. A former Attorney General reached out to me.
Okay, I'll have to get the remaining part of that conversation. See, I don't think this is it. I'll quickly get it.
With some of the messages I received early this morning, a former Attorney General reached out to me and pleaded with me not to wrestle with a pig. Yeah. Well, let me start.
Okay. All right. I'll quickly get the remaining part of that video and then play them for you. But reading out some of the excerpts of what he said, while speaking on politics today, he talked about the love, how, him and Wike's love got lost, and then Wike's reckless abuse of power and influence. According to Momodu, he said their friendship began in 2022. You heard when he said that. In fact, he says it is a classic story of oppressed becoming and the oppressor. Momodu said, referencing to, okay. He also mentioned that what they saw last Friday was a man no longer on this planet. That at that time that he was under a serious influence that had perhaps don't cover his head. So because of say the influence when he under don't cover his head, so he no know we seeing he did talk again at that time. But make I just go play some more things we talk about. Just take a listen.
So what I saw on display last Friday on your show showed a man who was absolutely soaked in esoteric spirits. A man who was on a different planet. He was no longer on our planet. Yes. 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 I said it. Yes. My appeal to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is that no matter what you are expecting to gain from Wike in 2027, Wike is not the kind of character you should promote. He's not the kind of young man who should hijack our common patrimony. So, as I said, he brought us into Port Harcourt. He took us everywhere. You can see, he even gave me his Mercedes, his Maybach, his everything. I could do no wrong. When he could not face Nnamdi Kanu's guys in, Oyigbo. Do you know, I was the one who went in there as a journalist to talk to the people live. You can see him. He took me personally around the hospital he was building in the State House. I wish we had the voice. Then you would have seen the way he was introducing me, the great journalist, the great this, the great that. That's Wike for you. When Wike needs you, when Wike needed Dr. Odili, he was very meek. When he needed the impatient Jonathan, he was very meek. If Wike needs you, he will do anything in this life. You can see me sitting down in front of him. That is his car. He told them to remove the flag. That was his official car. I appreciated him for it because he was telling me how he used to watch me and his boss, Amici, in those days, flying helicopter. And I think the only time I flew an helicopter in Rivers was when we went for the funeral of then Vice President Goodluck Jonathan in Otuoke. So we had to take an helicopter to go there, Wale Babalaki, I think Iyabo Obasanjo was on that flight with us. So he's been watching us for a long time. And sometimes, again, referring to pedagogy of the oppressed man, according to Paulo Freire, has only one dream in life, to become an oppressor. So when an oppressed man becomes an oppressor, he will go all out.
Yeah. So, because
that.
the description, just a moment.
To now act what that is.
So you've heard that part of that conversation. The conversation plenty, well. I know go people play all of them. Make a look whether go still get some more excerpts.
So what I saw on display last Friday on your show showed a man who was absolutely display last Friday on your show showed a man who was absolutely soaked in esoteric spirits. A man who was on a different planet. He was no longer on our planet. Yes. 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 I said it. Yes. My appeal to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is that.
So, but then again, we all know how important Nyesom Wike is to the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and we know how instrumental he's already bragged that he's going to be to the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Based on these fracas, where you don't get with a lot of people, and when people they talk, say he did too stubborn and he insult people too much. Do you see President Bola Ahmed Tinubu thinking, okay, you know what? Let's do away with this young man for now, make it for no spoil my name? Or do you think that perhaps he would continue with him? Make I just take a few more.
To explain your history, which is part of your.
Mr. Nyesom Wike benefited immensely from my talents and from the pedigree of the Ovation Media Group. We touched him up. They say sometimes you can take a man out of the bush, but you cannot take the bush out of the man. We worked on Wike and he was happy. Every morning, when I'm in Port Harcourt, he will ask me to come to his house. We will make sure he dressed up very properly. We make sure that even we did a bit of speech therapy, telling him how to speak to people. But he had one major problem. That major problem was too much alcohol, which when he takes it, and he takes it as early as possible in the morning. I've never tasted gin and tonic in my life. He introduced me to it, that it's a very good drink and everything. I'm surprised he wasn't talking about.
Hey, gin and tonic. Hey, okay. Even the speech therapy, even taught him how to talk and how to compose himself in public. Voila, this matter go long like this, sir. Now, there are quite a lot of other incidences concerning Nyesom Wike and accusations of people when don't insult and betray in the past. And as I said earlier, there is a video I have, in reaction to that, or in respect to that. So you should just go and watch that. But recently, a particular footage been the trend of Nyesom Wike and in childhood and how intake grew. As a matter of fact, people called my attention to the fact to a post that somebody made about Nyesom Wike's father. You know that according to them, say Nyesom Wike been don't talk. Say no, not according to them. Say he said it during that interview that his father is I don't want to say serial manager because he say he's a manager of several companies. You understand? Without mentioning the name of the company or the names of the companies when Papa don't serially manage. So people come they ask, say, oh yeah, could you please oblige us the names of these companies where your papa don't serially manage? At least make we for fit to know so that we go also fit understand or verify. At least people like Peter Obi and some other people could talk say, oh, everything about us they in the open. You know us, you know our lifestyle in the open. So how about that? So Sarah Igwe said something about Nyesom Wike's upbringing. But before I play that thing Sarah Igwe said about Nyesom Wike's upbringing, I like us to look at this post that was making the round. I think one of our callers here, one of our audience here called my attention to it, on social media, where somebody post about Nyesom Wike's parenting or in Papa, so to say. Parenting, Papa, not the same thing. I'm trying to get that post together so that we will look at it. So the person had posted about Nyesom Wike's father. He said something about Nyesom Wike's father. Ouch. My network is just being lagging, so I can't immediately access it. I thought I can do that very quickly. The person had mentioned about Nyesom Wike's father. Find that is fact checking what Nyesom Wike said about his father being, a serial manager, a manager of various businesses. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's what the person so reacted to that conversation about his father being a serial manager. And in case you can read it, this is what he had to say. Let me see if I can zoom it closer so I can see and read. So this here reads, according to available records. Okay, now who did they fact check like that? Okay, according to available records, Wike saying his father owned companies is untrue. It was alleged Wike's father was sacked as a pastor, that is a vicar, in the Anglican Church because his son Nyesom Wike was always pilfering with church offerings or pilfering church offerings. The reason he disowned him and rushed to open his own personal church in front of brothel at Azikiwe Road in Maitu, Diobu. Now there is no record of his father owning companies or being a general manager to any company. This now according to sources. And then I tell on, I say sometime in March, I think it was in March, that Niger Delta
Wike
statesman
started this marchant.
had an interview where he spoke about the person and character of Nyesom Wike. And he did say quite a lot. And I think he identified some of those betrayers in while he was addressing the character of Nyesom Wike. And that's why I wanted us to go to it because perhaps to corroborate or not to corroborate or put a perspective to what Dele Momodu said in that interview today. Because he did speak about the character of Nyesom Wike, the fact that he was disowned by his father, he affirmed that, and then adopted by a particular family. And the particular family, he ended up betraying them too, according to that statement, right? And then how he don't betray almost everybody we don't be of help to them or we don't be of help to them one way or the other. So take a listen to it and then we get to other issues very quickly.
Wike started this marchant with his family as a young boy. And that was why his father disowned him as a youth. And he was adopted by the late Yewani, Ubebe, adopted him. After betraying his family and the father disowned him, that was not enough. He betrayed the Israel family by plotting to remove Timothy Israel as the chairman of the local government. The man who brought him, the man through whom I know him. He did not only betray Israel, he also betrayed the other man Israel produced him, Ajubike Oberekele. Thereafter, he proceeded. Amechi made him chief of staff and recommended him to be a minister. He betrayed Amechi before Jonathan and his wife for political gain as a merchant. Jonathan and his wife thought Wike was a good man, but at the end of the result, Jonathan lost his election because of the fallout of that betrayal. Amechi and 5 other governors pulled out of PDP, fought him. And the end result was Jonathan lost the election. That was not the end. He started insulting Jonathan and his wife, to the extent that he took the land, the property belongs to Jonathan's wife's father, demolished it, and shared it to 2 persons, Joy Dudie and his lawyer. And Joy Dudie, when she knew that Jonathan's property, she packed out. Jonathan had to use force to recover her father's property. That is payment for betrayal. It did not end there. We also hear all things he said about Obi. He betrayed Obi. He betrayed his political party. Yes, there was a man who said, oh, APC was a cancer, PDP, malaria. At the end of the day, because of perfidy, because of his attitude as a merchant, he betrayed the party for a ministerial appointment. He went to the council. We all know that Wike is a pathological liar. He thrives in lying. And that lying is what he has been doing from his family to date. Now, if somebody has this record of history, who has been betraying, a traitor, who has been betraying people, a traitor who has been merchandising politically, he has gone to Tinubu. Tinubu should be very, very careful. Wike has destroyed the relationship between Tinubu and the North. He has destroyed the relationship between Tinubu and the Igbos. He has now destroyed the relationship between Tinubu and the Niger Delta because of his lies.
All right. So of course, because of personal interest or because of his ambitions, now waiting, then go talk about that matter. The Wike matter a long well, as I said earlier, I did a long post on it. But what is most interesting in that post and why I just decided to bring some of these thoughts here, in case you're not able to watch that, is one of the person then when talk, when you bring us evidence to prove the Amechi case and say Amechi wife dey receive about 4 billion naira monthly for inside NDDC. Now Magnus Abbey, that means him is saying him and Magnus Abbey they very close. Now wait to make him call Magnus Abbey. So no go call Magnus Abbey, go see say Magnus Abbey go corroborate the claim. But the same Magnus Abbey and him also had an issue once upon a time. Now remember that Amechi had said that he built primary and secondary schools across almost all the local government areas in Rivers State for inside the interview, and that they were standard, but they were abandoned by by Wike. He, Nyesom Wike, did not deny that, neither did he attest to that in that interview on Channels Television. So that I'm going to know the people where they roll on that. Now, here is a video of once upon a time Magnus Abbey quarreling with Wike, saying that 23 local government primary schools or school projects or the building of some of those schools in almost 23 local government areas, now Wike take the contracts. Part of how he raised his monies. Now Wike take the contract. Why himself they accuse Magnus Abbey of taking money for land, he don't do the land. So this na person way they call as a witness to attest to Amechi. And all these things, this fight happened during Amechi's administration. Why Wike was the chief of staff to Chibuike Amechi. Oh yeah, go listen to it.
The man who served as our chief of staff
project that has been nominated by Mechi's government, the man who served as our chief of staff, who was part of the government, who awarded over 27 primary school contracts to himself, he will not pay the contractors. Instead, he goes on TV to begin to shout, people ate money. Who ate more money than himself?
Okay.
That this road that Senator Magnuson Abe refused, deliberately refused to complete this road. Let him say that the former government no give him the money. Make him talk so. Look we hear. The record there now. The record never talk lie.
All right. So this response was actually when he was already a governor. You see, it is very interesting when we see them they fight like this. But at the end of the day, it looks like they're exposing themselves. Now remember, Wike on different occasions talk say na him go chair the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu under the APC. And remember, still saying be a member of the PDP, right? Now there is a footage. I don't know. I'm sure you guys saw that footage. There was a footage of him, or there is a footage of him discussing with a purported somebody where people they talk say he like Tinubu at that time during election or before the election. When they tell the person say he go move in team, saying go decamp, move in team to APC. So remember one of the things they use in Salt that said it does they move from one party to the other. But he too he moved. If this video now anything to go back, I make you go listen to it, make you hear it.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? I've told everybody who cares.
This was a video call. As you can see, there is a tab in front of him.
I've told everybody who cares. What makes you a man is to be able to tell your people the simple truth. I'm leaving PDP today to APC because one, PDP have not done anything for the South.
So did you hear that? I'm leaving PDP today for APC. I'm leaving PDP today for APC. Oh, you said you're still a member of the. You said you're still a member of the PDP. It's interesting when they see these people they play all this drama. And then I remember that time where it be say, Dino Melaye don't they want them. And for some reasons, in all the things where it be say, Wike they do. If you notice, all the people for the coalition when he called, for that interview, he didn't mention Dino Melaye's name. So because Dino Melaye said, as a matter of fact, say him. Where Wike Chris stop, now they won't start. As a matter of fact, he gets the madness to match the kind of Wike Chris. So he can follow him fire for fire. And he has evidence and receipts to show, say, he did. He gets things. Say, if he opened in can of worms. Remember when he did that interview? And since then, it be like, say, somehow, people they talk, not be me talk. So it be like, say, the FCT minister, our able former working governor and working minister, they avoid Dino Melaye because he never ever tried.
My primary business is other people's businesses. If I open my can, my primary business is other people's businesses. If I open my can of worms and maggots on Wike, but I'm waiting for him. His territory that he's trying to practice is my own primary constituency, and I'm waiting for him. He's a pretentious character. He's a liar, and he has no integrity, no iota of integrity. Wike was calling me when Atiku Abubakar was to announce his running mates. I have records, and I've printed it out, and I'm waiting for him. He called me 19 times in 2 hours, begging us to convince Atiku Abubakar to make him the vice presidential candidate. So when I see him lying on TV, because of the south of this country, because of southern Nigeria, Nyesom Wike to south, you that were lobbying us and begging us, promising us heaven and earth to convince Atiku Abubakar to make you vice presidential candidate, to the extent that he was at the airport. I have a video. He spent hours in the airport waiting for me to call him to say, Atiku have picked you as he was at the airport here, waiting, calling me. He was calling me, my brother and friend, who is were in the Senate together, was also calling me that day. I have witnesses. I even gave the phone to Abdul Ningi to speak with him. I gave the phone to Senator Zameri to speak with him. He was begging all of us, promising heaven and earth. Atiku should announce him. It was around 1 or so that I told him, Aga, nobody will give you vice president. That was when he left and then flew back to. So the man who was so desperate to be vice president, because you didn't get it, you now started a southern agenda. I don't believe in such unprincipled, zero integrity character like Nyesom Wike. The man, Wike was the one who brought Ayu. Wike was the one who sponsored Ayu. And that was why Wike made all the governors to endorse Ayu. That's why there was no election in in the national chairman's office during the convention. Ayu was unopposed. Now you are saying Ayu must go, he wants to go to the south. Maybe because of the alcohol he took. Maybe he thought Ayu is from Abia State when he was supporting him. Because Ayu is from the north. You are the one that brought Ayu. When did you now realize that Ayu is a northerner? But he was doing that time to satisfy his own selfish ambition of becoming the presidential candidate from the south. So he doesn't want the chairmanship at that time to go to the south so that it will not affect his ambition of becoming president from the south. So he pushed the chairmanship to the north and thinking he would be able to bribe Ayu to produce him as the presidential candidate. When Ayu refused to do the wrong thing, then Ayu became an enemy. Is it not the same Wike that removed his brother, his mentor, Prince Uche Secondus, as the national chairman of the party? If you love the South so much, why did you remove a Southerner to bring a Northerner? Today you are saying chairmanship must go to the South. Was the chairmanship not in the South? Was it not you, Wike, who went to court, who did everything, expelled him from his ward? So a character who is not stable like that, who is influenced by alcohol and other things I don't know, should not be taken seriously.
What is going on? Didn't know. Close door, close mouth. Stop the talk again. All right, guys. So lines are open. I'd love to start taking your thoughts and reactions on these conversations we've raised tonight. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions on all of them one at a time. So, okay, so say I tell on a talk, say President Bola Tinubu don't give serious ultimatum to military. Say make them begin bombard anybody with disturb the peace of Nigeria. Whether you be on gun known man, you be militia from anywhere, you be Fulani heads, begin bombard them. And as I speak to you right now, they don't start because as I talk, I say the Nigerian Air Force NAV under Operation Hadinkai don't destroy a terrorist logistics chain for inside Mandara Mountains for Borno State. So that fight don't already start. And I dey ask you, say, waiting be the meaning of this new order where presidents don't give now? Why now? Because other time we never give this order with this kind of big away give. Now they don't already blast them. How far do you think they would go in handling this new order? As they talk to you two right now, here says suspected militia from where were arrested with arms in Plateau State. The first time we hear say they arrest people like this, at least in recent time. We hear say troops of 3 Division and Operation Safe Haven have arrested a suspected militia along Kafi Abu Rokwak Road for the Gashish district of Brakin Ladi local government area of Plateau State. The operation spokesperson Major Samson Zakum, who disclosed this to journalists in Jos today, Monday, also said the troops has recovered an AK-47 rifle and 30 rounds of 7.26 mm 62 mm ammunition from the suspect. According to the spokesman, the suspect was arrested during night operation by the troops, adding that he was in ambush position with possible intent of attacking unsuspecting commuters in the area. Major Zakum added that while efforts are ongoing to conduct follow-up operations to interrupt other members of the criminal syndicate, the suspect and of course recover their weapons. Say this, you be like say this person they give them talk already. Say they tell them. So the most painful part of this is that see the way they called it a militia. They were careful not to state the person's ethnic leanings, where it from come. They said a militia. A militia from where? That is the question. I just wanted to open your eyes to some of these conversations. I'm not gonna no vex. So my work na to open our eyes to the realities of waiting they happen for our country. Phone lines are open, my people. Kindly jumping in the conversation. 081702940777. That is the number to call to join the conversation live in the studio. Or you follow the link, and the link will bring you straight inside my studio. Make you join me inside the studio to put mouth for talk as we talk am inside the studio. So yeah, follow the link, and the link will bring you straight. When you say Trump, I don't tell them. I say Trump. Say it is slam with tariff charge. How dare you people in Nigeria? How dare you go to BRICS? By the way, I wanted to play you guys the video of our president talking, at the BRICS summit, but you guys you will not agree for me to play it. You will not agree. You will not let me play it. I will just play on the video where our president they represent us very well for inside the BRICS summit. But that being said, let's see. Okay, yeah. So very quickly, phone lines are open. Let's begin to take your calls, your thoughts and reactions on the conversation that we have raised tonight, so that we can begin to take it. So as we are looking at taking your thoughts and reactions, I also would love to let you know that sources have it that ADC has started the takeover of PDP structures in northern Nigeria. So that means most of the big structures of PDP for inside northern Nigeria now ADC could take over them. That's on the one hand. We also hear say some founding members of the PDP right now don't they leave PDP, they move to ADC. Even though say we never declare on the wahala where ABC they brew for ADC and how ABC they will use solve this problem with them where ABC they get right now for ADC. But these moves are already being made, and we're well sure of how far this move can go. But as I said earlier, would they watch the thing? And my work, not to bring on the matter them as they hot, make on the hear them, make on the see them, make on the feel them. So Labour Party also debunked claim of collapsing structures into ADC, because initially there was also a rumor that Labour Party has collapsed their structure for ADC, but we're hearing that that is no. Rather, the other rumor is that in Anambra State, the PDP structure has also been collapsed for APC, for ADC. We also cannot ascertain the truth in that conversation, but as soon as we do, I would let you into it. All right, phone lines are open, people. Let's begin to take your thoughts and your reactions on the conversations that we've had tonight. I'm open to taking your calls, your conversations. I see all your messages, and I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you. I appreciate you for dropping your thoughts and your conversations under here. Thank you so much. And still speaking about clash, or what they call farmer header clash. I don't know why they call it that. We hear that stakeholders have been involved in efforts to mitigate farmers' headers conflicts in Taraba State, have called for the re-identification and preservation of grazing reserves and cattle routes in the state. And people are saying, in this 21st century, why do we still have to have grazing reserves? In this 21st century, why? What is the need to have grazing reserve in this 21st century? What is the purpose of having grazing reserve in this 21st century? And this is a call that they have made. All right. Okay. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you're welcome. Yes, please.
Precious.
Sir?
My sister, you are beautiful, you are
Aww.
good, you are everything.
Stop it, I
Honestly,
like it. Thank you, sir.
I'm watching you right now. Yes, well done for the job you're doing, and God will continue to bless you. Now, quickly, my problem with the Nigerian media, yes, okay, is the fact that those clips of the statements made by some of these politicians, when they are being interviewed, I am not seeing most of our media interviewees, like when they're interviewing Wike. They should play a clip of those ones. It's not when things have happened in this way. Because when you made a statement, somebody can always say, go back to the records or that evidence, and then see whether when you play it and say, is this not speaking? So I don't know the reason. I don't know whether they are being coward or they are afraid of their licenses. Most of the journalists back home, honestly, I don't know why they're doing that, because in same countries, that's what they do. You understand me? So that is my concern. Today, you played a lot of clips, which can put Wike in trouble. You understand me?
You think he's unaware?
Sorry?
You think he's unaware?
who is listening to him. You understand me? It's your word against whatever, particularly when you say it on the air. Yes? Because 9 times out of 10, my observation is that they will say, no, I didn't make this statement, or it was taken out of context. But if you play that thing back in the national television, yeah, I know you are all guided by rules and whatever. But it's not so. So that's just my observation. You know, they should play some of these clips. If you want to interview me, right, and you know that there are certain things you want to talk about me, play it. Just that clip, or make sure you have it ready. I don't know why they're not taking the trouble to get these evidences around in the course of the interviews. So I'm sorry, this is just my personal observation. But you're doing a great work, and may God continue to bless you.
Thank you.
I'm calling from London.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, sir. Yes, please.
You take care, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Okay. To each his own, right? That's what they say. So I may not, I cannot, I don't know why, because even while I was in the terrestrial media, if I am interviewing someone, I make sure that I come very prepared and with evidences. If you talk with in BCD, I could tell you. Even when I don't get evidence, I could tell you, say the facts they on ground, say so things they happen so like this. Right. So I'll tell you that, I'll remind you. There'll be kickbacks, there'll be reactions, there'll be fact checking of what you said, except the one that evades my memory at the same time. Because also remember that like human being, the night they do this interview, they don't be witch, they don't be Holy Spirit. So they would not be able to recall all of those things you expect them to recall immediately. Some of them may only end up recalling after the interview. They'll not remember, oh, I forgot to tell them. I forget to tell them so thing where I be remember say happen now. All right. Hello, good evening and welcome. Sir?
Leo, they come from Dallas.
Mr. Leo, how far now? That kind of rain why I say for Dallas. How far? Hope so it not affect you.
So if they talk about disaster, make I tell you, as they talk about disaster for Nigeria,
and how they react to disaster.
They don't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. The governor don't they talk since the governor of Texas has been talking, because they ask a question, he has to give accountability. The mayor of all the cities will be affected. Or they give report. Media they ask them questions. What have you done? What did you do for make sure people save the lives of people? Why did disaster happen? Why they not be notify people on time? We didn't come up for the line of harm's way and so on. And so question they pass left, right, center people. So this thing about accountability, when the people they ask you question, why will your people will die? You did for solution. They drink whatever you drink for day. I mean, I know say if they be Muslim, you know they drink. But whatever the case, if your country is on fire, you don't have to be traveling. Solve your problem. The problems you were elected to govern Nigeria. You were not elected to travel. You are not elected to travel. So when all those things where this guy they talk Daniel Bwala, you can just tell that he's somebody who they pay for propaganda, because he has, from what he said, I watched the interview, all he is doing is counter attack. There is no substance to his response. You know, they say get a proper alternative. You come, all you do is insult. What have you done? Tell us, which we are not going to do. President, first people died. The president did not go there. The toxic road bad for if we go for place where we give for Benin or now for Niger. Now will be responsible for roads. These people, nothing will happen for them. All them.
Why you do like this now? You they set me up because I don't know whether I go say amen or God forbid.
No, Nigeria will happen for them for real, because the ordinary Nigerian they suffer. The ordinary Nigerian they suffer. Why these guys they live in their air-conditioned homes? They get their standby generators. They probably have free fuel. But the average Nigerian they go stand for.
It's not probably, my brother. My brother is not probably, yeah. They have almost everything they have is for free.
The average Nigerian is suffering just to make ends meet. So they don't really compare. Peter Obi, somebody like Peter Obi has shown leadership.
in practice. Go listen to what
Galadima said
about APC. Then you will understand, say the system is rotting from inside. So what is people like Daniel Boala defending? Daniel Boala, you're talking, you were first in APC. You come out APC, say, oh, Muslim ticket. You run APC, you go PDP. You come out PDP, you run go back for APC. What kind of human being are you? You talking both sides of your mouth. This side you come out lie, this side you want come out the other lie. This side the front you come out another lie. A people of telling lies. Daniel Boala, Nigeria will happen for you. Continue.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lee. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Daniel without Boala. Is that you? Hello.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. I see 00. I don't carry on for head. Daniel without Boala, how you doing?
I did fine.
Welcome.
Hey, this your look today now, another level.
What did I do?
The way the hair did for your head, I say,
Stop and join. Make I gist you now. So you see this news what they read there, what they talk, say they don't talk, so they're gonna bring back grazing routes back to quash farmer header crisis. Now the new thing what they talk about now.
And the good thing about the grazing route, be seen now the community they show the headsmen where they go graze. So it's still better. Pass this type of ranching. Yes, okay. That ranching no go work.
Okay.
For grazing route, no problem.
Okay.
I get interested in Dele Momodu and about election generally for Nigeria.
All right, go ahead.
Dele Momodu, that person is just a conservative person, like him be about the old order. Anything we will make sure maybe say the old order still remain from Nigeria. Nigeria remain, the status quo remain. Now that man they support. So if not that man, I don't forget him because one, he don't even know anything that happen for the country. He don't know. Then again, I get interested in the election where they happen for Nigeria now. Like me, I get part and parcel of the Northeast youth wing.
Okay.
For Nigeria. Yes. Presently now.
But you from North Central, Nabi?
Yes, but okay. I joined them here because there's something I'm looking for.
Okay.
Presently now, for Nigeria, a lot of people don't know, say, okay, Nigeria are not like before. They just believe, say, the North get vote. The North no get vote. Now Nigeria get vote. There's nothing like the North presently now. Especially the Northwest. The Northwest, almost 40% of the Northwest now obedient presently. Except people.
Are you serious?
I'm not lying to you.
But Northerners on Twitter are saying that the reason why Atiku has to run is because the North will not support Peter Obi. So it's only through Atiku that the North can support Peter Obi.
The chairman of the Arewa Forum come, that man.
Waiting in talk.
The information when he give this afternoon.
Waiting in talk.
Into say that they support Peter Obi 100%. They beg Atiku may step down, and the news they viral even for our group now. But the Northeast, there are a lot of persons still they refuse, but me I just the inside and the listing. The whole thing we say Peter Obi get the middle belt. That one almost 70% of votes. Peter Obi don't get them from there. Northwest, if he get 40%, if he get Southeast, get South. We are good to go.
Southeast and South, that is for Tinubu. Are you whining?
But now the people are there for streets now, and there's something where we call PU Marshal.
When you get a Wike, you're saying that what happened to Wike. You don't know that people are saying that what happened in River State is to be replicated across the Niger Delta.
I know that is why there's something called PU Marshal. Not be every Nigerian know about them.
What's in it be? Just me now.
But with time, people go know about them.
Just me now.
That one a ways in which we will monitor vote.
Okay.
To make sure as I they collect, people might collect their own. They go register.
So that one a simultaneous collation.
Now, Marshal, so that the day where we protest to die. Even you go there surprise whether not police or soldiers, so they go protest that day.
We know, say, okay, with the protest for genuine cause, so, okay, see who win the election. The whole thing where you will know, be say, election, no, they say, okay, not. If they pay me inside, people will say they not, nine get vote. Nigerians get vote. Language don't change, and I want me the media start to see them based on the truth waiting there for straight. When this elderly man come, this man appears will be so okay, everybody they respect. And the Arewa leaders don't conclude this afternoon. They don't beg.
What's it be name?
Now they try to remember, I don't even remember the name.
So now what's it make they hear say this evening say Atiku no dey too happy?
He's not happy, even for our group now.
I be the year I'm on the, you know, say at Sabi here. Now, God, you know, say anything why here, no be me the anything why talk, no be me talk. Now here, so I be done the year and for gossip this evening. Now I make a year say ADC feel they shaky because they say I think we not be happy at all.
Because the whole thing be say the way we say the whole thing they move towards Peter Obi Aero 5.
But in fairness to the northeast, though, in fairness to the northeast, them too never test presidency. You know now. Just like the southeast, them too never test. So
how many Fulani people even the northeast? They're not plenty now. And the northeast, the population of the northeast not plenty compared to the northwest and north central.
We know.
Yes. So now the issue be that. But we know, so okay, even if Peter Obi win, you know, we just neglect them, the way then they refuse, okay, everybody want neglect them for the north. But I really appreciate, say, the north now, everybody knows, okay, to your tent, Israel, where you feel. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. We get a lot of things to talk, maybe in the backyard, because I don't know if we talk those things for open. Thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, phone lines are still open. Let me keep taking your thoughts and reactions and waiting you think about the matter. Then we'll be saying we don't raise tonight. Charles in here. Are they fine? Are they very, very fine? So Nigerians, they don't tell us say una must open an eye well this time around, because if you do anyhow, you go see anyhow. And you obviously will not like to do anyhow, so that you not see anyhow. Okay, I think I have T.Y. Danjuma in my backyard. Make a check whether I go first take this call before I go straight to T.Y. Danjuma. Okay. T.Y. Danjuma, good evening and welcome.
My sister, how you doing?
Brother, are you fine? Make I just look when I go fit take this caller. Hello, good evening, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, welcome, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Manchester.
Oh, okay. You're welcome, sir. Remind me your name, I beg. Nashi, in flesh and blood.
Well done, Precious.
Thank you, sir. Please, what's your name, sir?
My name is Yodi.
Yodi. Oh, wow. Yodi. I get one DJ who they call DJ Yodi that year. Well, I said we've been get one DJ who they call DJ Yodi that year. You're welcome, sir.
Yes, so Precious.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Now about to talk. That's the make I choke mouth.
Oh, yeah, put your mouth, sir.
Beautiful country we have. I've been listening to all the shenanigans around the country all this while. And as they make I took mouth more for the election part, and one or two talk about Wike. For the election part, the problem where they say I don't open one ADC now one new.
I'll go why you they set me up now. You say owner. I not be women leader. I not follow now. Neither am I the chairperson.
I know. Say you go say you know be one of us. So you know be one of them. Okay, let's leave it at that. But what I just want to let Nigerians know is that I wish what their intentions are for the ADC is real. The coalition is real. Because yes, the truth is that I think it's another move Atiku is doing for himself, because his level of desperation. That was the reason why PDP went on the ground. He knows that it's the turn of the South. The South has spent 2 years. Tinubu will spend 4 years to make it one term. The South still have one term. What is Atiku looking for? For equity's sake, what is he looking for?
But you know that age is not by his time now. If he now waits for P2B to now do in 2031 now, You will not come and tell him that he's 80 something years old. You not contest again. If not, you go like him. Sorry, I'm not his first person.
What did he forget there? He was vice president for 8 years. What does he want? What did he forget in the villa?
Hell.
What did he forget in the villa? That's the fact.
So he don't go to the villa before. But he wasn't in charge. He was a spare tire. How about that?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There are a lot of great young men coming up. Obi, let me tell you one good thing. I told a lot of people. I've not met Obi before. I don't know him, even though I live in England. I told a lot of people that if we miss Obi in 2023, we will feel it. And I am glad we're feeling it. It was one big mistake we would have done, missing Obi, and we did that mistake. God is giving us a second chance in 2027. If we do miss him again, I don't know where we'll be headed to.
So how about if he comes now and come meet up that your expectation? What thing you could do?
No, he go meet up.
Okay.
He go meet up.
Because
Yes,
I will go there here. I go open phone line and you must watch. Okay, all of on now. We go open phone line, must watch. I will go criticize them all.
If you say Obi win 2023, I assure you, I know I will have a list of over 1,000 people in Nigerians in diaspora that would have come back home. Are you with me?
I dey hear you now. I dey shock as they talk. So they go quit their jobs abroad. Obi coming back. Obi winning. Does it mean that there will be automatic job and employment for them?
I can assure you, take my word and go back to this my phone call to you. If Obi gets into power, 2 years just like Tinubu did. If you don't see that great difference and Nigerians in diaspora are turning back home, then go back to this my phone call and still play it on your platform.
The good thing about social media be say whether we die alive or we die, the social media did there, they show you as evidence.
Thank you very much.
So you can always go back and recall it.
Thank you very much. You understand? Then for Wike, I think Nigerians, we pray a lot in our country. We should just be praying for him if we love him. Let's just pray for Wike. Because if you with your today's program, I think he needs prayers. Let's just pray for him. We're not perfect people. He's a human.
Have you gone to watch? Have you gone to watch that video I posted on my video session? You should go and watch it.
I watched all your video and I've always watched your videos.
Did you watch the one I posted this afternoon about Wike?
Which one?
The one I posted this afternoon about Wike.
I don't know which particular one, but there's this one you posted this evening.
Okay.
That an elderly man was mentioning how his father disowned him and the story in the background.
Okay. All right.
So when you hear a man's situation like that, he needs prayers. Whatever is happening to him today is not start now. It manifested from his childhood. So I think is a situation that we should pray if we case in Nigeria, because it's not perfect. I see beyond Wike. I see beyond Wike. That is what I will say, because it's every hand that fed you. Wike is only one man I've seen that every hand that fed him was he bites. He bites every hand that feeds him. But I can assure you, if Obi gets the chance, he's going to win the election. I can assure you that. I'm in talk with most of the youths in Nigeria, most of the forums in Nigeria, and I know what is happening. In 2023, I know how much resources some of us put in Obi's campaign, even though we don't know him. It's just for the betterment of our country. Most of us are not in diaspora because we don't love home. We love home. Yes, but it's just because our system is not working.
Well, Nigeria is a sweet place to be, though.
Very beautiful place, lovely place.
I can attest to that.
But our leaders are just.
I agree. Now, just the level of embarrassment the thing they bring to us, the way the thing they downgrade our international perception is really annoying. I hate to personally do international trips because I hate the way I am scrutinized and checked again. And they tell you now, the way that they give me a second look once I present my passport, the thing where they make shame, they catch me, but they say, what kind of rubbish is this? And say all of us from River State today very proud, So once they do you like that, you call the take and say, "What's this your country? Why they enter country say when I get my own country, Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much.
You're doing a very good
I
job.
appreciate
I also want
you.
to encourage you. Just keep it up.
Thank you.
We need people like you to give us light and let us know a lot of things that are happening back home.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All the best. Thank you. All right. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Special lady.
Sir.
The beautiful woman of the TV show.
Oh, stop it. I like it.
You are wonderful.
Thank you.
Your analysis of politics is wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
You
much.
see, the problem is in Nigeria is that, like our president, you don't give what you don't have.
Please help me. Tell me your name and where you're calling from now, so that we balance it.
My name is the special Tony Kingsley, Chief Tony Kingsley, your friend.
Calling from where, sir?
Calling from US.
Oh, Chief, sir, you're welcome.
You are blessed for life.
Thank you, sir. Igadi. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, please. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Check your WhatsApp. You are in a party weekend and send the picture.
Okay, I'll check, sir. Okay, sir.
So what I'm saying is that, like, Wike is a betrayer to all people that helped him. Rotomi Amechi said it, that he never appreciated anything anybody does for him. When Chief Dan Wanyanwu called President Tinubu, be very careful with the Wike. He was already planning how to eliminate Dan Wanyanwu. Dan called for security, reported that if anything happens to him and his family, they should hold Wike responsible. He is honor in a cause. The father rejected him, the father caused him, and all those things is happening.
No, now. There's no evidence to that now.
But it's true now. Check it, there is nobody from Dino Menai to Momodu who has ever said good thing about Wike. These are his friends before. Rotoma Mechi said how he said this former the Chief Justice of Nigeria to make it for him to be chief accountant, but he said no. I want to make him my what do you call it, so that he can look after him. Wike is a terrible person, very selfish, and he doesn't want to know about. He can destroy anything. But I'm sorry for him that by 2027 he will not even be there. The election will happen. If it doesn't take time, God has given him warning. The first time their flight had a problem, but God is saying, but that is a big warning. He doesn't want to know. He needs to take a redress. He needs to take a redress and change his pattern.
Thank you, sir.
But for the president of America, Nigeria can never be good except someone like Peter becomes the president, because he has the medicine to make Nigeria okay. Any other person that is kicking against Peter just act of the lostness. And if you take all the whole politicians, the most credible politician among all of them is Peter.
All right.
All leaders say there are flawed and all this. You see, Peter goes there to show presence with his personal money.
Thank you, sir.
And somebody will stay by the side will be talking bullshit.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it.
I wish you the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. So the person who's calling me has to be on hold. See why Dan Juma? Now so you allow me forget you. I don't even forget till you didn't here. They wait for me.
No,
you
no
refuse to
problem.
talk.
No problem. Precious. No
As
pressure.
you not see on your video, so I don't know say you did hear the. I can't forget you. No vex, I beg. Forgive me. Oh
No,
yeah,
no
I
problem.
don't make I leave this people when them don't hold. I they wait for you when you finish. Oh yeah, go ahead, sir. Welcome.
Today. Oh, the thing where you download, where you put there now. Wow.
What's in
If you get land for Abuja, I tell you say your
You
land
go
don't
revoke
good.
am. I get land. Maybe not be my name dey inside. So that no go nothing.
Oh my God. This one, eh? Oh no.
Where
It
you see
speaks
that
for
one? The one who I play for this life, I be the one who I put for the
the
video.
one where you play earlier on, the one where you played before this program.
Go watch the video now. This one,
I
exclusive
don't watch.
of the
I don't
exclusive.
watch
You don't watch
everything. You know?
everything.
I
If you
watch
don't watch the video,
everything.
you will see everything.
I watch them. I don't watch them, and I know Sarah Egbe and all those. There's one other one where you know put, but it's okay.
No,
You know
them
anybody
plenty. So I know it here. Them plenty.
anybody will watch
In fact, the truth
that.
of it is that apart from the fact that there are plenty, I also got some through direct phone calls. But because I didn't want to implicate the people, so I had to
Yeah.
block those. Fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You know, like the second to the last caller, you know, said, I agree with everything when you talk. I think we need to pray for that man. We need to really pray for him because even if you look himself, it's by now it's not the right thing way. It's not well. Honestly, I mean, I don't mean to be nasty, but he has a challenge. Yeah, and you cannot be quarreling with everybody who has done something good for you. Everybody is bad, not only you good. And then they play God. You can't be there. You can't be president. Let me see how you be senator again. Abba. You know, it's that I don't think. I mean, that man is in his 50s. Put him there. Put Obi. If you look at the two, Obi was senior him. He's looking fresher. Somebody should tell him. He should look at himself in the mirror. This life is not about money, 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 money. You know, I was discussing with somebody in my office today. A man will invest so much money on property and investment for his children, and then he died. You know, this is a Nigerian. He did this in Nigeria, and his children are here. Nobody wants to go. The property now, relations, and this and I go to grab the land they take because they don't want to come. So I think the man needs to really learn. You know, and if Sir T, you know, not they don't put Sir now, so maybe you could drop Ashiwaju and Jagaban and all those ones. Now, Sir, if Sir T come back now, I'm not sure. Say when they come back from Brazil, I'm not sure. Say good they happy with all the trouble where this man don't cause everywhere, and even those
Who tell you say
yes,
never hear? Who tell you say they get updates?
it's sad because it costs more trouble for them than. And if you know do something about this man. Eh? This one be like small shit where they nyash, where they spoil, where they smell. You know, you go just the smell.
Oh, horrible of the mind.
So I think he has gone beyond the line. He has crossed the red line. Somebody should tell him, say, calm down, cool down. There are certain things you don't say now. And then let me just leave it there. But I shall say somehow these things are getting to him because everybody cannot be saying bad things about you. And you are the only one. You have to defend yourself. There are certain things every person will talk about you, just ignore them. But here, small a carousel and talk, you go come out. This person talk, you go talk. What kind of nonsense? This is a former governor. You know the shame. Say your brother. Say how you did drag yourself for
He
ground.
don't come. He don't come. If you not drag the conversation, then you no go rest. He don't come. What I do you? I
This is
listen
not
to
good.
you obediently like a good girl. Now you don't like him.
No, but make I live and then I no offend you because I see say today you are happy. You are happy. Everybody they
Don't want
commend
to
you
say
because
you are good.
you are doing a great job. You are doing you are
Oh,
doing a great
sweet. I
job.
like it. Thank you.
Then the other one, make I comment about this coalition is sad that there are all these controversies they come up. It looks like there are people who are where they distract them. You see, there are people in APC where they promote Atiku because they know that the easiest way for Ashiwaju to be there is for Atiku to be, nominated as the presidential candidate. They're not matter. I mean well for the guy, but because he's done this all over again. They know his tricks. They know. I mean, they know. Once he does that, he's losing, 80% of the South. So and not
There
alone
was
can.
an analysis I saw today where the person said that the person defending that Atiku is the best person to win. He said that because all northern votes is for Atiku, or most northern votes will be for Atiku, especially with this area period where we see everything not do well with Tinubu and the northerners, and
You
that
can't.
even in the southeast, that Atiku has original block votes from the southeast that always vote for him, and
Where?
when people hear I'm coming because people voted for him in 2019 and they voted for him in 2023 from the southeast, some percentage. So, and when people say these things, I just don't know whether they understand that those voting strengths and powers can change with time.
Let me give you the statistics. Even if you go by what INEC gave to them, Obi had 44.5% from the south,
Yes.
the entire south. Akiwaju got 35.5% from the south. That is what INEC gave to them. Atiku came third. Obi got 15% from the north. Kwankwaso got 10. In the north, Asiwaju got 62%.
Yes, that's when he got his votes.
So where is it? Where is it? Okay, I agree that these things would have changed, but if you are talking about the southeast, Obi don't chip off nearly all the votes when he gets. So
Hmm.
the truth is that if they make the same mistake that they made in 2023, if they make that mistake again, forget it. It's a Shiwaju can't go. So they
Hmm.
should be made a get sense. So made a get sense. This will not be if they are going to start this way.
But are
Because
you not noticing? Are you not noticing that the president is listening now? He's doing the things you guys have asked them to do. I mean, they're making effort now to ensure that there's food availability. They are
they are
cutting.
G3, they are
Eh,
G3. They don't say, the plan now to make sure that Obi doesn't have a platform to run. But now he's beginning to look. That will be now. No, don't people they talk down and they talk like say person will no get sense. Look at his outing yesterday. Yeah, I mean yesterday. The thing say the man no, the man is very tactful. The man know what he they do. You see, because they all play the same game. You think they will be put all in eggs in one basket? No way. He don't talk saying go wrong. He knows what he's talking about. When he's saying go wrong, he know what they talk about. Whether coalition or no coalition. So, but what APC they try to do, they say if we remove Obi from the equation, then that's it. So that's what they're trying to do.
so because
So
of the southern sentiment and other stuffs, it will be a small fry to win Atiku.
then it could be a small fry. It could be a small fry because you don't have a monolithic knot politically anymore. No, you don't have it. So that's the game. But let me just end because people are waiting to talk. I just want to thank you for what you're doing. You are
Thank
doing great. The time where the dollar will begin come will make you remember also.
you. Never they come on. You never they
That time,
come on. This dollar self where it is.
oil well go dry. Oil, they're not going to
This
buy
dollar
oil.
where it is. I mean, make I invite market and we go to market the dollar, make the dollar. Should I think I need to do an overseas trip to market myself for the dollar to come. I need to buy private jet so that I can travel out. We
No,
travel to market
no,
ourselves.
no. I don't want to make you buy private jet. No,
Eh,
no.
not yet.
Make it a drive for ground. If na you want, or what in all these cars, yeah,
Eh,
Lamborghini and those, and the
uh-huh.
one thing that one good cool
But
there.
all the cars where they talk now, the one will be my height. Now you go tell me Lamborghini. See yourself. Ngwa, thank you. Come and be great.
Oh,
If I
this
tell
your
you,
height,
come and
really.
be great.
That
I
that
don't
time.
understand. I
That
don't
time,
understand.
that time, your height no go be issue because when you step
Eh,
out, the same person when they come out, they go bow.
eh. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Good
you so
night.
much, Mr. Ganji. I appreciate you. Good night. Well done. Hello, good evening, and welcome.
This is super.
Sir, superlicious, super. Good evening, sir.
Okay, number one.
Uh-huh.
You see,
This one where you don't start to do like lecturer. Number one, number two.
I have one and two.
Uh-huh.
Number one.
All right. But not vex. Just hold your number one. Make I remind Nigerians say make them subscribe. I don't know why they will let me beg them every time. Make una subscribe now. Make una like this post now. Make una follow us like your village people now. Share ram. Make we dey educate people. So kindly like this post and click on the subscription button. Not be DSTV or GoTV. You know they pay money to subscribe. And not also make you go on like the one you don't like before. Like am. All right. Thank you. Well, go ahead, Mr. Super.
Okay, you see, when I carefully watch when Wike was in church over the weekend, if you look at him very well, I was just looking at his face very well. That man don't soak himself with alcohol.
Why do you guys think that way?
Oh yeah, we don't did the game before now. We did the game before. We did the game when we were back home. We did shark back to back.
So you mean say not only my village people now they use kai wash mat for morning. Belle go pay you, they go say make drink kai.
It was wine, they take it to have been better. But now spirit, and that thing they eat up his internal organ. And
I'm telling you, just like this TY or whatever, is that TY or whatever, that man is 50s, not even up to 60. Amechi that is 60, look at Amechi, see how good he looks. Look at Amechi, shiny, look at his skin. Obi is 65, I think they are celebrating him. I mean, he's doing his birthday either to this week or next week or whatever. At 65, look at him. But he is 50. Even when he was talking, if you carefully watch that video again, look at the man behind him. There's a man, whether bishop or whatever, behind him. Look at that man, look at his face. Like, what is this one saying? In church, you are coming here to talk about the church. Are you supposed to be abusing people in church?
Who give a mic? Who give a mic? So who give a mic? Not suppose wonder waiting in the talk now.
No, the man behind is not the bishop. They look like maybe it's one of the stuff like that. You know, and I think I really do not appreciate that bishop who gave him that mic on the podium.
The same bishop we talk say President Bola Tinubu na vision. Say the see vision.
You can just imagine. And during the U.S. election, Trump was invited in a black community church. So when Trump was about to speak, he was now attacking the Democrats. You know what one of the pastors or bishops said in the church? He walked out to Trump. He said, no, Mr. Trump. This is not why we brought you here. Trump now realized himself. He now apologized. But can that happen in Nigeria? It cannot happen. Okay, well, but just like every other people said, maybe look, the man, to me, I don't expect nobody should pray for him because God has given him enough room, but he does not want to change. So whatever he sees, let him take. Then number two, we might be surprised that Atiku might not come in. That's how I feel. It's my own opinion. We might be surprised because nobody knows the agenda of Atiku. He might not come in. He might have somebody he wants to support. He might have maybe one backup. Nobody knows. Oh, yeah. The man is, to me, their energy no day again. The energy no day again. Right. Just like our Baba. Baba no get energy now. They just managing. Our manager manage. They are just managing.
Who they manage run for another term?
They manage. I mean, they shoulder guide them, you know, if you play, you know what I mean by shoulder guiding. They shoulder guide them left and right. That is how they are managing him back front. So the energy, all these people should just go and rest. That's my own. I mean, that's my own. They should go and rest. And if at the end of the day, say no, take the advice of the Nigerian to go and rest, I'll tell you what, Obi will carry the day. Go and mark it. Number one, he said that he will not run. But if at the end of the day that he comes out to run, no matter, and you see this coalition thing, money no go play. Wallahi, make us talk like outside. Wallahi, money will not play. Just like as I say, Wike has Dele Momodu said, Wike has brought out $30,000 to share during his own running of the presidential campaign. This one money no go play. Because everybody, we don't try money no work. Now we are looking for who can do the job. Competence now we want, not incompetence. Definitely, I rest my case.
All right.
Good night, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Good night, sir. Thank you. All right. I see quite a few callers here. Make I just take Mr. Leo Carlo. Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Mr. LK. Are you here? Can you hear me? Okay, unfortunately, I can't hear you. I don't understand what you're saying. I was hoping that you join the conversation because you are logged in to join the conversation. Okay. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Reverend Peter.
Okay, Reverend Peter, you're welcome.
Yeah, and I'm calling from Europe, from specifically Spain.
You're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
I was also going to ask you whether you are selecting the people who take their call. Because I'll be calling.
No, I don't. So if I'm on a call and you call, your own will be on hold. You understand? And I don't even know who's calling me. So why would I cherry pick?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
The
there are so many things, but I alone cannot take the whole time. But first and foremost, that of the case of Wike, I don't see why it's bothering everybody. It's like you have seen alone the toad that it lives more in the water than on the land. And so when you saw it in the water, or you see it in the land, you will not be surprised because it's still going to go back to the water. See, Wike is somebody that is nobody. It's only Nigerian politics that brings Wike to the open. So, apart from Nigerian politics, Wike is nobody because he cannot tell Nigerians where he has worked his office before he become a politician. These are child and bail lawyers who don't have office. So, his case should not be something that troubled Nigerians because I used to have a friend like that in Nigeria in those days. When something favors him, he said it is yes. But when he go against another person, he said, no, anything can change at any time. So, if your yes is yes when it comes to you, and it's no when it comes to another person, you must not take such a person to be very serious. Because he has nothing to offer. I'm surprised that Wike was planning to contest for presidency, Nigerian presidency.
Why are you surprised? Is it that he's not a presidential material?
Wike is not a material even for governor.
Yeah.
Yes, it is only in Nigeria that Wike can come up to say he want to contest it for an office. Like this is like people like Wike, they are contesting for councillorship and local government. Not even governorship. Not to talk of National Assembly. Because he has only to offer.
But he offered a lot to Rivers people now.
Is that what?
I said he offered a lot to Rivers people when he governed them.
What did he offer? Flyover. Look, these are not even performance. It's only in Africa that we see all this as performance. They are not like water, like light. These are not performance because these are things that are normal to everybody. So if you are providing them, you cannot come up to say that you are doing extraordinary thing. No, they are not.
All right.
When you do that, people will just tell you you have not done anything because there's nothing new in it. So, and if you look at the issue of Peter, I have written in my X, the former Twitter. Look, if he happens to take up vice president for anybody, for any party, that is the end of it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you. Hello. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, Nigerians, that will be the size of our package this evening. I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who has joined the show. As usual, it's always a pleasure to bring on a matter them where they happen for inside our country. And I say they talk, we will always sort of speak for the growth and development of our nation because the day will stop to talk and when we will start to die. So we will continue to the talk so that Nigeria will continue to the better. All right. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. As I said to you earlier, I'm looking at bringing some people to join us within the week on the show. I can't mention names yet until it is time and until they agree to, they give me their blessing to feature on the show. Once they give me their blessing, you get to know who they are. But at the meantime, wish me luck. I love you guys. I appreciate you a great deal. Let's continue to speak for the growth and development of our nation. And most importantly, protect your mental health because wahala, you need a finish. All right. Good night and God bless you. Ciao.